Our 6.3908 item is presentation of funds to the Lake County Senior Centers. And we've got checks here. What?
I'm just saying hi to somebody
Oh.
I didn't see was in the audience.
Okay, so today we have our directors from Highland Springs Seniors, Highland Springs, Joyce Overton, do you want to come on up? And Lakeport Senior Center, Lisa Amaro, and Live Oak Seniors, Danny Hobbs, Lucerne Alpine Senior Center, Dolores Farrell, Middletown Senior Center, Lori Tourville, and Upper Lake Senior Center, Claudine Pedroncelli. If you want to come on up and we can present these checks. Supervisor Sabatier and I were on the ARPA committee, and that's when we received over $12 million from the federal government through the American Rescue Plan Act. And one of the things that we committed to was investing in our senior centers and setting the senior centers up for the years to come to support our community. We know our senior community is always growing every year, and there's always going to be a need for Lake County for excellence in our senior centers. And we know that there's been some things that could be fixed, some roofs and some other investments that could be made. And so each of these senior centers are getting a check for $50,000. I don't know if there's something that you want to add.
I just want to add that I appreciated the conversation that we had when we first kind of brought this to the board. I think that staff did a good job of working with each senior center to figure out how those funds can be utilized to the best of their needs rather than setting up a box that they needed to figure out how to work within. And I sure hope that you get the best of the $50,000 so that your seniors can benefit the most out of that money.
Okay, so I've just passed out the checks to the supervisors where the senior centers are in the districts. And so if you'd like to take a moment and present the checks.
All right, we'll start with District 1 then.
There you go.
Excellent. So, thank you for the backstory there, Chair Paiska, and thank you to the ARPA committee for moving this forward. And just as it was said, when this conversation came to the board, we wanted to make sure that we not only followed through and got the money to you, but also made it a little simple process to get it to you. Reimbursement was a conversation that started out, but we knew that getting the funds to our senior centers was so important. So happy to present a check for $50,000 today. We're all going to take a picture at the end. We'll do a whole picture
Yeah,
with these guys.
let's do a whole
One at
picture.
a time. So I'd like to present a check from the County of Lake to the Middletown Senior Center. And Lori Tourville, thank you very much for all the work that you do and the board down in the area. I know you just had a successful chili cook-off. And here's a check for $50,000.
I do want to thank you, and you did make this very simple for us, considering the grants that we end up writing and doing and applying for. This was pretty much the easiest $50,000 we've ever gotten, so I do want to thank you for that very much.
So I was wondering if you could share with us what plans you have for upgrades, if you've got them yet.
Yeah, so my first thought was we had a few different things that we could do with this money specifically, and my first thought was a generator, because when the power shutoffs go on or power goes out, we have a walk-in that we've lost a lot of food that way. But so I sent it on to Lars Ewing to try to get an approval because I need to go through the county. And he actually told me that the library had just gotten a grant, and this is something we've always wanted to do, but we're going to put it now instead towards solar. So it looks like we're going to be able to have solar, and our PG&E bills can run up to $2,500 a month. So I believe the solar with a backup kind of generator, it's going to be even more ideal. So we're going to be working with the county to put this money back in to the building. So that'll really be, it'll save us a bundle of money. So that's what our plan is.
That's great. Thank you.
So we just heard a presentation from our AAA, our Area for Aging agency. that we're going to have an increase of 20% of our senior population in the next 30 years, I think it was. This is only going to help out for a short amount of time. There's going to be more needs, but I'm so happy that we're able to provide this. I know our senior centers are always giving and always trying to find ways to fundraise and find the funding to keep that giving going. From the March for Meals, to the food that you're distributing at the senior center, to the programs you're offering. One of the things that's not in front of senior center is senior support center. The amount of support that our seniors receive from having the friendship, having the social environment to come into, to break that loneliness, to add some activities in their life, that is such a necessary part of just living. And the amount that you do, I know in the city of Clear Lake, is immense. It's appreciated. I know this does go a long way for now. I know the future is not always simple, but it's the best we can do right now, and I know you're going to put it to good use.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
What will you be doing?
Well, one of the things we're going to be doing is making some outdoor space. We have a patio, but it's not covered. It still needs a lot of work. It's starting to kind of fall apart. So we're going to make some outdoor space because our seniors tend to take a chair out into the dirt and sit underneath the trees. So we thought it would be nice if they could sit outside and have a covered area where they could sit outside and eat lunch. And our center is growing a lot. I mean, we're serving an average of 65 to as much as almost 90 a day. So, you know, this money will go for a lot of food now, and you know, we're going to try to use some of it to make our seating areas, some tables, chairs that are better because ours are falling apart. So that's kind of the idea that we're going to be using, trying to make the facility a little more available and comfortable for our seniors.
I'm going to keep going in that direction, so I'll start with Live Oak. Just wanted to just let everybody know how important I feel this is, because our senior centers do provide a lot of services. I know that Live Oak was hit really hard during COVID. They started back up, I want to say March, April timeframe, and so they're looking for volunteers, they're looking for initiatives, anything. I know all senior centers need these types of resources. A lot of times, I said this before, actually, when the Elks came forward, there's a lot of people talk about helping the seniors and things of that nature, but the actions sometimes don't go along with that. And so this is one of those actions that I appreciate seeing. And so I know that you'll do some good work with this, and here's your check for $50,000. Thank you.
Yes, thank you all. This really was, I've applied and received many grants and over the years, but nothing was as easy as this. And it should be a painless process where, you know, the money is going to such good use and so needed. We'll be putting in a new solar system, saving us thousands of dollars a month for years to come. So this is genuinely appreciated.
All right, Lucerne Alpine Senior Center. And I have to say, I work pretty frequently with this group. They host the Central Region Town Hall and many other events. They just had the spaghetti feed, and it was very successful, always looking for ways to get funding to serve the public. When we had the snow event, emergency event, they were right there, one of the first ones to ask, hey, let's bring some people here. How can we get a generator? How can we get anything to serve the public? And so I just, for me, I've always, there's a central location in my district, and it's always a place where I know that's folks from Nice and sometimes Upper Lake have to come. So for me, this is a very important donation as well. And so, well, not donation, but, grant as well. So I know they're going to do some good work with it, and I know that they're looking at more options. And I know all of the senior centers are looking for fundraisers in that case, because this money comes and goes quick. There's so many different aspects to it. Paying for meals is just one thing, but when they have to consider delivering these meals, they have to think about keeping them warm, keeping them cold, and they haven't even got to that point yet sometimes. And so all of these things are looming above them to get work done, but they're trying to figure out how they can get this funding to, you know, build a foundation to do it. So here is the check for $50,000.
Well, I'm the new kid on the block. When I walked into Lucerne Alpine Senior Center, it took me back to San Francisco, third grade. It's a beautiful old building. We have lots of space, but in that old building with lots of space, we have a lot of infrastructure that needs to be worked on. This $50,000 will allow us to provide access to our other door with a ADA compliant ramp. The curb, we've already updated our bathrooms, we've repaired the roof. So this money is going to help us continue to rehab the building, to make it really comfortable. We put some heat and air conditioning splitters in there so that our seniors are comfortable. So we're really glad to get this so we can continue to bring this building up to where we want it to be so that the seniors are comfortable and safe when they come there. And so we really appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
And Upper Lake Senior Center is included, but they're not here at this time, so theirs will be mailed. And so, yeah, we'll go ahead and move on from there.
We're not done yet. Yeah.
Lisa, I got a big fat check for you here. Woo! Tell us a little bit about what's going, really? Tell us what's been going on at Lakeport Senior Center and how this is going to help you with your mission.
Oh, it's absolutely.
No, you have to tell me first before I give it.
I did take the check and run. I'm going to take the check and run. Thank you all so very much. So Lakeport Senior Center, roof has been like a sieve for the last, well, since we took over in 2020. So we are not repairing the roof. We are actually redoing the roof, and because of generous donations from the roofing contractor that we used, we'll also have funds available to replace a 30-year-old air conditioner. So we're there already. I was just waiting for the check. So.
And I'm waiting for Wednesday because I hear you have some hot bingo going on Wednesdays.
Some hot bingo on Wednesdays, absolutely.
Is it?
I believe it's at 1 o'clock.
Okay, little, best kept secret, hot bingo. All right.
Bingo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming, and you may have noticed that Kelseyville Senior Center is not here. We're working on a separate project with them, so more to come, hopefully this summer about that. But we appreciate everything that you do and the investments that you make in our community, and we know this money is going to go a long way to supporting our seniors. Do we have any questions or input from the chambers? Let me check the Zoom room. I'm not seeing any hands up. Okay, then let's all take a picture. Everybody.
Get out of your chairs.
All right. Oh, wow, everybody's smiling. You better get this quick. Let me see. And he's check. Yes, we did it. Yeah. Thank you so much.